Hey guys, this is Chris from Rekkid Talk. This is my first The Kaleidoscope video. So the Kaleidoscope was a mid to late 60s band suggested to me by Mr. Mystery-ed, so that's why I picked it. Genre-wise, Wikipedia describes them as psychedelic folk, jug band, and Arabic. So you're definitely going to have there's the folk rock element based on that time period right around 1967. You've got the psych influence, but then they've got the more traditional influences of like folk and jug bands. And then there's also going to be sort of an Eastern European, Middle Eastern, Arabic influence on a few of the songs. The band members tended to be multi instrumentalists, so you're going to hear lots of different types of instruments, particularly different stringed instruments. I'll kind of go through. So there's David Lindley, listed on this album as playing banjo, fiddle, mandolin, guitar, harp guitar, seven string banjo. Solomon Feldhaus, saz, bouzouki, resonator guitar, vina, goblet drum, dulcimer, fiddle, 12-string guitar. Chris Darrow, bass, banjo, mandolin, fiddle, auto harp, harmonica, clarinet. Fenris Epp, which I was a pseudonym, violin, viola, bass, piano, organ, harmonica, and then John Vidikin was the drummer, percussionist. So it's a album released in 1967. 10 songs on the original. I streamed it. There was a couple bonus songs on the streaming, but the original album I think was only around 27 or so minutes long. Most of the songs were kind of in the 1.5 to 3 minute range. This is not prog. There's no big long jams going on here. Very first song was called Egyptian Garden, so you've got violins coming in. It's definitely got that Eastern European, Middle Eastern vibe. I'm pretty sure there's some bouzouki on here to go along with sort of the mid 60s. This folk rock sound with a tinge of psychedelics. This was my very favorite song on the entire record, and as I go through the rest of the songs, I'm wishing that they had that the world music influence had been stronger on some of the other tunes. I haven't listened to their other albums, so I don't know if they got stronger into that on subsequent albums or not. Um, Second, that song was written by Solomon Feldhaus. Chris Darrow wrote the second song, If the Night, which definitely sounds more like sort of a standard 60s folk rock song to me. There are some traditional songs on this album. Hesitation Blues, listed in Wikipedia as being written by Charlie Poole, who was sort of an early 20th century banjo player from North Carolina. Wasn't really into that song too much. Another song by Feldhaus. The song Keep Your Mind Open, written by Chris Darrow, does have a little bit more of the Middle Eastern vibe in the guitar playing at the start of it. Pulsating Dream was okay. Probably my second favorite song after Egyptian Gardens was Oh Death. So it's listed as by Doc Boggs, who was another old time sort of banjo player who sort of blended Appalachian folk with blues. And my understanding is that this song really probably dates back hundreds of years in some version or another. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm more used to the Camper Van Beethoven version of the song. I think at some point I'd mentioned this on a video of mine. I think this was actually when Mystery-ed kind of mentioned the existence of this band, the Kaleidoscope. And I think after this album, I think they dropped the word the, and we're just Kaleidoscope. And a couple more another traditional song, Come On In, Why Try. And then the very last song was sort of Cab Calloway's song, Minnie the Moocher, that they did their version of. And so it was a fun listen. I kind of wish they had gone stronger with that Arabic Middle Eastern vibe on more of the songs. If half the album had been like Egyptian Gardens, I'd be on Discogs trying to find this. But as it is, I enjoyed listening to it. Maybe I'll check out another album or two above theirs to see if those would resonate a little bit stronger with me. But I'm glad for the suggestion by Mr. Mystery Ed. And our hint for next week is Stunt Rock Confusion.